The unrestiest unrest. Tem'puhl Temple. Temple squared. Whoa. What is all this? Get him, Dats! Oh.
Let go, will ya? What are they? Huh? Well, look at that. The people are coming to take their courts back. Don't hold back, men! Arrest them all!
That might be hard. Dhurke belongs to the people. Give him back. Hey, where you holding him? Quiet down, you. They have my big sister too, but she didn't do anything wrong. Ouch, ouch, stop pulling my hair. Release my son, release him now. Ah, stop that, no biting. This is really something. And it looks like Dats and Miss Inmi are leading the charge.
You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think this would change anything?
Yudi, why do you keep serving that witch, Garan? Ah, it's... Hey, Nuda!
You again.
What's going on here?
It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are almost here.
They'll be arrested? Just for protesting?
They are aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Her Eminence Queen Garan has ordered they be arrested and judged en masse.
But weren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? How can you go along with this?
I am simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down.
It can't be as simple as that. Listen, Nayuda, there's something I want to talk to you about. Hey, you're not getting away this time. We need to talk.
I see there is no reasoning with you. Very well then, speak.
Okay, let's talk about Dad. Nita, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dhurke's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood. It's just not right.
Again with this drivel. Your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you.
I'm not getting into another debate with him. Nayuda, did you know that Dhurke is sick?
What?
He apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day.
What are you talking about?
Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Well? Enough with the Zen monk act, Nayuda! Tell me how you really feel!
Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill, and I must fulfill mine.
Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dhurke to trial is part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Garon's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Nayuda, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere.
So Dhurke told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom. keep her safe from harm.
Safe from harm? But Dhurke said the Grand Regime is holding her captive.
No, they are keeping her safe.
So you don't know where Amara is being held?
I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she leads a simple life, akin to that of monastic disciples.
Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Yuta. Aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding? Because she's holding Amara captive. And this whole thing with Dhurke. You know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dhurke doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time, it's our turn.
You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why?
What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nyota, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dhurke, however we can!
What you speak of is futile. Let it go and move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. Just let it go and move on.
Yuta, are you really gonna just roll over on this?
I've no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Also, there's kind of this whole rebellion that's like, I guess we'll just ignore that.
Apollo, I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sadmati just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow as deep and dark as an abyss.
Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dhurke really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Garan another visit and ask her about her sister, Amara. Okay. We're still kicking. Is she, I guess, the audience chamber? Hey, can we just kind of... Hey, we know what you did with your sister. You better talk to us. You thought we would have missed her. Come on, Queenie. Tell us about what all's going on. The royal guard isn't around.
That is utter hooey.
You cannot continue to deceive the people like that.
Rafa, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth.
Is that Princess Rafa and Queen Garan over there?
You deceived me too, Mother. How can I ever believe a word you say ever again? You nincompoop.
Your benevolence. I couldn't help but overhear.
You impudent!
Ow! Are you okay, Mr. Wright? I can't believe she actually punched you. Yeah, I'm used to it by now.
What's the matter with the princess?
Sounded like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Rafa said she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then, does that mean that Princess Rafa knows what really happened? That Amara wasn't assassinated and is still very much alive? It would seem so. And she doesn't seem to be taking Garon's lies very well. But that's no surprise, considering how much Rafa reveres her mother.
That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness.
Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude.
You there. Are you not Dhurke's son?
Nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you. If you could spare a moment. Let's get right to the point. Cut it to the quick. Your Eminence, Dhurke told me about Amara. About how she's still alive, that is.
We know not of what you speak.
After Dhurke learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her and they ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayuta, doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands.
What an active imagination you have.
A lawyer and a comedian, how droll. Well, where'd they come from? Anyway, if she's gonna play dumb, I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. I think we show her the pendant. So I was wondering if...
We have no intention of bestowing any information upon you or any other lawyer.
I guess someone doesn't like to play nice with others. Okay, not that. Then... is it the photo? Your Eminence, I ask that you take a look at this photo.
Why, that's...
It's a photo of Amara. And here you can see a law book bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means.
Very well. Royal Guard, stand down.
Yes, Your Eminence. Your wish is our command.
It seems there is no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know.
Not a question anymore. So then you admit Amara is still alive?
Yes, she is under our protection in a safe location.
I think you mean being held prisoner. And where is she being kept?
Now why would we tell the son of a traitor that?
Guess she has a point there.
Now heed our warning, horned devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos.
I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try to kill her.
Good. Now, there was something we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's orb?
The what? I think you mean the Crystal of Amy Faye. No, there was a whole trial, and I was on your side. I thought that's what it was. Trust me, no, it was just a crystal. It's a Crystal of Amy Faye. It's fine. It doesn't exist, apparently.
The Founder's orb went missing after Dhurke took it into the tomb. As his son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts.
I knew it. I suppose I should thank you for that free running tour of Kurain.
That was the Royal Guard's own doing.
Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb. Ever. Why do you want the orb so badly anyway?
Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands It must be recovered. Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual power? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it? The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret. I guess it makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here. So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dhurke? Does it look like I did? So you like to play games, do you? Royal Guard!
Yes, Your Eminence.
Search this devil and his belongings. What?
At once, Your Eminence. Don't move. You're only making this harder on yourself.
Yikes! Hey, cut it out!
What the?
Apollo, don't strip here! Oh, I do not want to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Stop resisting. Just submit to our strip search already. We're gonna search everywhere.
No, wait! Hey, cut it out! Not there! The Founder's Orb would not fit there! Rest in pieces, my poor, tattered dignity.
There's no sign of the Founder's Orb, Your Eminence.
So you have hidden it somewhere. No matter. We shall recover it, one way or another, once you are found guilty of abetting the accused.
Dirk was right. She really is bent on getting the orb.
Mother!
Looks like the princess is back.
I took a stroll to try to calm myself, but I still find this situation unacceptable. The people must be informed about Queen Amara.
So she does know about that.
Rafer, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother. But it is the Royal Priestess's duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not! The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one.
It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence.
We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us.
Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Rafa, you don't have to deal with this. You can come hang out with us at the cool kids table. Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house. For now. Good idea. We need to go over what we found and collect our thoughts. Also, maybe don't talk about the safe house while you're still at the palace. Maybe don't do that. Whew. Ah, you're back.
Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored.
I watched the Bloom Punisher, warrior of Neo-Twilight Realm, while you were gone. And my verdict is,
It's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it's an original Chinese show. Can you believe it? I've already been spoken at length about it with Mr. Rebel here, and I'm not sure what he's babbling about, but at least it seems he wasn't bored. Moving along to things that actually matter. We've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time we go over everything we've learned so far. The Orb trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? Yeah, I got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's going to be the problem.
Yeah, it's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand.
I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we will find once we've lifted that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. The real killer, huh? Now that's the million-dollar question. Who killed Inga? And why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime? I, for one, am drawing a complete blank. I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. I just hope the rest comes out in court. It'll be a thinner tightrope than usual. That's for sure. This case is one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dhurke completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago. Amara's supposed assassination.
Right. We know Amara's still alive.
But Dhurke could still be charged with plotting to kill her. Attempted assassination. He couldn't discover the truth, even after 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that.
Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence?
No, that's one thing I've never done before. A trial unprecedented, even in the decorated annals of the Right Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, was there really no evidence left behind? Oh, we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dhurke is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution. Yeah.
Beat the charges or die? What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway?
Don't worry, I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow, it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery.
What? No! I want to help! I'm part of the agency too, after all!
Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way.
Simon! Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive!
Ha! Ha ha! Make it back alive. Huh. What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your client like that. And it'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're right. Even when it seems hopeless, or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces, right? But will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile? To be continued next time when we actually begin the final trial. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned next time when we hit some kind of crazy trial. Bye for now.